In the UK, Boris Johnson has officially been named as the new Prime Minister.
To seal the deal, Johnson met with Queen Elizabeth earlier today at Buckingham Palace, where she officially recognized him as the new Prime Minister.
Johnson has promised to carry out the wishes of the people who elected, especially when it comes to Brexit. But our next guest says he doesn't buy that.
Now, Mohammed Amin is the former chairman of the UK's Conservative Muslim Forum. Amin says that he was expelled in June from the organization over his strong public criticism of Boris Johnson. He joins us live right now from Manchester. Thank you so much for joining us, Mohammed. You were a member of the Conservative Party for more than 3 decades. Why did you decide to quit once Boris Johnson was announced the party's new leader?
Good evening. I have served as a member of the Conservative Party under 7 leaders altogether, starting with Margaret Thatcher in 1983. I've had some policy agreements and some policy disagreements with all of them. That's normal in politics. But I always felt of every one of those leaders that they were a person of integrity and that they would put the interests of the country before their own personal interests. With Mr. Johnson, I cannot believe either of those two things, and that is why I don't want to be a member of a party that is led by him.
One thing Mohammed often said about Boris Johnson, as well as on President Trump, who has a good relationship with Johnson, as we know, is that he's unpredictable. Do you think Johnson might take a more hardline approach on Iran, let's say, if tensions and provocations continue? Do you think the UK is doing the right thing right now by avoiding further escalation and trying to salvage the nuclear deal?
My concerns with Mr. Johnson, and for that matter with Mr. Trump, are not about unpredictability. They're about whether you can believe what they're saying when they say it. Mr. Johnson has regularly made statements which were proven to be false almost immediately. And I have formed the view that when he's standing on a platform speaking to an audience, he really doesn't care whether what he's saying is true or false. And that is totally unacceptable in a leader.
Listen, Johnson's main challenge, by many accounts, is going to be delivering Brexit here. He, in his speech today, promising a new deal, a better deal. Both his predecessors, Theresa May, David Cameron, were pro-EU and eventually had to resign. So basically, Brexit claimed 2 victims there. Do you think, I mean, listen, based on some of your prior answers already, I'm not so sure, but do you think that he perhaps can deliver something that May might not have been able to on Brexit?
Well, he may well be able to persuade the members of the Conservative Party, in particular the members of Parliament who are Conservatives, to support basically the same Brexit deal that Theresa May negotiated for the government and which the United Kingdom has signed with the European Union but not yet ratified. He has remarkable powers of persuasion, a few cosmetic changes. However, if he thinks that the European Union is going to cave because he is threatening to walk away without a deal, I think he will be sadly surprised, because the reality is that if the UK walks away from the European Union without a deal, that was undoubtedly damaging to the European Union, but it is far more damaging to the UK. And a threat which basically says, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to blow my brains out, isn't much of a threat.
All right, Mohammed Amin, we thank you so much for your time.